Good afternoon, everyone. Good to see you. Thank you for coming today to listen to us perform. I am Pam Haynes, Assistant Dean of Academic Affairs at Manchester University. And this is my colleague who I drug along with me because I love to perform music with her, Kathy Davis, Professor of Chemistry, an extraordinary flute player, and I think you probably heard her before as well. So we have a potpourri of different pieces for you today, and we're actually going to have some interactive fun. We're not actually going to tell you who composed the piece before we play it, and we're going to see if you can guess when we are done. How's that sound? so a lot of these, I will tell you this, are from French composers, and this is very common to have music written for the flute by French composers, and many of them were not originally written for the flute and the piano to play. So we'll give you a little bit of insight on a few of them as we go along. So let us begin. Thank you. So neglected to tell you there were 2 movements that we pulled from that. And it's a multi-movement work. There's still a few more movements in there. Any guesses as to the composer? This is not a French composer. Oh. I thought I should help you out. Anyone? Anyone? Starts with a V. V. It does.
He was a big fan of writing about natural themes. You might know a set of string concertos based around the 4 seasons. There you go, yeah. So this concerto is called Il Cardellino, or the goldfinch or the bullfinch, depending on who translates it. So it's the little bird that's flying around and twittering and doing all of those fun things. So it combines a lot of the things that makes the flute a lot of fun to play.
All right, thank you so much. You guys are such a gracious audience. We're going to move on ahead to our next piece. I'm going to give you a little hint before we do this. This was originally written as a large orchestral work, so orchestra, and the solo instrument that was originally written for is the cello. So this has been arranged so that the flute is now the solo instrument, and I am the orchestra. So let's see what you think. All right, here we go. This is a French composer. Good guess. Yes, it's Camille Saint-Saëns. Very good. Yeah, this is the orchestral work was called Carnival of the Animals. So originally written for orchestra and 2 pianists. And fun fact, what really inspired me to want to perform with orchestra is I heard the Manchester Symphony Orchestra perform this when I was a girl. So I think I was 12 or 13. And I even remember the names of the 2 pianists that played, Paula and Beata Moon, and they were sisters. And I saw them up on the stage playing the piano, and I said, that is what I want to do. So very inspiring. So yeah, so this was called The Swan. And so hopefully you can hear the gliding along on the lake. I was supposed to be the lake, and Kathy's the swan. Yeah, beautiful piece. Yeah. Okay, good. All right, moving on. This is a French composer. Most of these are French going on. Here we go. Okay. think that's my favorite one that we're playing today. I don't know. I've got my favorites. Okay. French composer. Yes, well done. Well done. Do you want to talk a little bit about?
That's still on your territory, isn't it, Waverly? Waverly is a cellist. Yes. This is a play called Peleus and Melisande, and it's your typical star-crossed lovers plot. The main character finds a girl weeping in the forest. She goes home, promptly falls in love with his younger brother, and madcap ensues, and bad things happen. This happens to be one of the nice parts of the play that Foray wrote music for. This next one is also a French composer, and we're going back onto my territory. This one actually was written for flute, but actually flute and harp with a little bit of orchestral background. It goes with a famous opera, so again, it's a different tone than the main part of the opera, but you might recognize it.
French composer of opera. Starts with a B. Bizet. It is Bizet, yes. And this is from Carmen. So it doesn't sound, I think when we think of Carmen, we think much more flashy and some of those main themes. So this is the gorgeous, this is the entr'acte. So played between the second and the third act. So in the opera. And so thus arranged for flute and, well, obviously what Kathy said, and piano. Okay, the next piece was originally written for piano solo, not by a French composer. And we just chose to arrange it for us to play. As we do, we're like, hey, let's just try this. Kathy is amazing. She can just look at a melody line, and so as long as it fits within the flute's range, she can adapt it, and so she plays that, and then I play less, and we just have a good time. So here we go.
Fun fact as we get started with this one, the composer of this piece and Pam and I all share a city in common, Vienna. We all lived there. The composer lived there for the longest out of the three of us, but the three of us have all lived there.
Yes, it's Johannes Brahms, my favorite composer of all. This is a Brahms waltz. And mainly when I played Brahms waltzes, it's been in a piano duet fashion, which is quite fun. And we actually talked about doing that today, so you could hear the difference between it. So yeah, so this is one of Brahms' waltzes. I think a lot of times when we first hear about Brahms as a child, we think about Brahms' Lullaby, which is also a waltz, right? Right? So yeah, which to me, that's not, I mean, that's a sweet little tune, and so is this, but there's so much more that Brahms has to offer. So anyway, but we wanted to play it today. We thought it'd be sweet to share. Okay, back into France we go. Another piece that was originally written for piano solo. Okay, French composer. Debussy. Yes, yes, yes. Isn't that great? Such a gorgeous piece. So interesting to play it with another instrument and to take things out for me, which is why I fumble sometimes because I think, oh, I want to be playing that line. No, I don't play that line. She plays it. All right, we have one final, very, very, very quick little piece for you. Actually, I'm going to let Kathy tell you about it because this is one I didn't know much about.
So this is actually the part of the concert where I get to breathe a sigh of relief because I don't have to play slowly anymore. It is much harder to play slow and controlled and with good tone and attention to dynamics and all of the colors that French composers put into their pieces. And I used to hate it. I had two wonderful flute teachers, Donna Okalski and Julie Soy, who have since died in the last couple of years. And poor Donna, especially my high school flute teacher, it was like pulling teeth. She made me play all of those pieces, and I complained all the way through them. And now I understand. They mean a lot. But this last piece that we're going to play is a fast piece, so it's much more what I was used to and what I came up on and what I enjoyed, by a German composer, Johann Joachim Andersen, actually Danish, not German. He wrote 8 pieces for flute, recital pieces that were intended to take the beginning, so the flutist who's taking lessons, and transition them from like technical work with your teacher to concert pieces. And this one's called a scherzino, so just a little musical joke. It's very short, it's very fast, and it's very light, and it is one of my favorite pieces, and I'm so excited that I get to play it with the piano because I've actually never done that before Pam. I've always played it just with the Suzuki flute method and the CD and all of those things, so it's so much more fun to play with a real pianist.
Thank you all so much. We held you over just a few minutes, so we apologize, but thank you for letting us just share all these lovely little pieces and for playing our game of Guess That Composer. So I hope you had a good time, and we really just love to come here and share our music, especially at this time of year before the semester begins, and it's all getting a little crazy and intense over across the way. So this was delightful for us. So thank you so much for being a wonderful audience, and have a good rest of your day.